Hey everyone, we're here doing a pasta cooking video for the chicken noodle soup. So what I've done is I've taken 3 gallons of water. Actually, this is the times 2, so it's 6 gallons of water and 4 pounds of fettuccine pasta. We need to make sure that the water is at a full boil, just like it is right now. The store that I'm at has their own cage, which I put in there to help strain it later on. If you don't have one, that's fine. We all have colanders or strainers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the pasta, already weighed out 4 pounds. We're going to dump it into the water slowly. Make sure we get all the little sticks of pasta out there. And then we're going to immediately stir it up and make sure that there's no pasta sticking together. Okay, from this point it's going to cook somewhere around, depending, 12 to 14, maybe 15 minutes. And we're going to show on the next clip of video when it's done and how to strain it. But we just need to make sure that as soon as that pasta hits the hot boiling water, that we immediately stir it, break it up, and then we can kind of leave it alone, stir it every 2-3 minutes, let it do its thing. Hey guys, we're back cooking pasta. It's been about 15 minutes since we dropped the pasta in. You can see that we've been stirring occasionally, and now we're just kind of stirring it because we believe it's done, and we're going to show you how to check that. So you can see how the pasta's not stuck together. We're going to take a pair of tongs. We're just going to pull out a little wad of pasta, and we're going to drop that pasta in a container right next to the skillet. Okay, we're going to set the tongs down, and then using our gloved hand, we're going to take a strand and we're going to pull it out, and we're going to basically just pinch it in half. And what we're looking for, let me kind of show you. Okay, the surefire way to see if it's done is if it's not done, you're going to see a solid white line in the middle of that. And you can see that there is no white line. So that's a surefire way that it's completely perfectly cooked. The other way is to taste it. Take a strand, put it on a spoon, go ahead and taste it, and it should be al dente. Al dente meaning firm to the bite. So it should be firm where I can squeeze it, but it's not mushing. But it shouldn't be so hard where it's not flexible. So first we look for that white line. That's true in any dried pasta like this fettuccine. Then we'll do a little test and make sure we're putting it on a spoon and not just flopping noodles in our mouth. So we're going to come back with the rest of the soup video and how, actually we're going to shock this. Let's go ahead and shock it. So we're going to take, and they have this little cage. Let's use your glove, please. Your towel. Okay, so we've already filled a sink with ice, just like we do our salad mix. A colander goes in that sink, and we're just going to set that down, and then use your tongs, and we're going to stir it up, and that will stop the cooking completely. There we go. Go ahead and stir it up. That ice water is going to make it cool down really fast, and that steam will stop. And then once it's cool, we're going to pull it out, let it drain, and then we're going to show you how to chop the noodles. All right, we're back and we're ready to chop the pasta that's been cooked, cooled, drained. So we're doing this on a green cutting board just so it makes it easier to see. So what we're doing is we're taking a chef knife and we're just gonna randomly press down. We don't have to chop it hard, but we're gonna randomly cut these long strands of fettuccine into pieces. So we're gonna go one direction, one angle, and then you go back the other direction at a different angle. And all we want to do is chop them so they're approximately the size to fit on a spoon. They don't have to be perfect, obviously. It's a homemade soup, so some might be longer than others. But Miss Maddie, go ahead and sprinkle them. Pick it up and sprinkle so we can see the size of it. Okay, so that's about perfect right there. It might be a little bit big. We might want to chop one more time, Maddie. But just randomly chop down until you get a good size that fits on a soup spoon. So that's it for now. We'll come back and we'll cook the soup and we'll finish it off. All right, guys, final phase of the chicken noodle soup. So we're back to the soup kettle. You can see that the margarine and the mirepoix, the vegetables, have all cooked down. They're nice and soft. At this point, we're going to add the cream base that we've already mixed with the water. So the recipe is calling for 14 quarts, and it's going to be a ×2. So again, we mix the cream base with the water away from the kettle so we don't burn ourselves. The heat on the kettle right now is on high. So there goes the first 12 quarts. And then we'll follow it up with another 12 quarts. And then we have another 4 quarts of just plain water on the side because we didn't have a 22 quart to stir it all in. Okay, and now the last 4 quarts of water. Like I said, we did not whip the base in here. It's just plain water. It'll all mix in the pot. There we go. Okay. Now at this point, we're going to add the 2 pounds of chicken base. This is 2 full containers. I just put it in a Lexan for the video. You can scoop it right out of the container it comes in. And then kind of dip that container in there, Miss Maddie, to make sure we get all the good stuff out of it. Nothing stuck. You can kind of rinse it out in the pot. Okay, all that base is flavor and salt, so we got to make sure everything comes out. Okay, next we're going to finish with our salt, pepper, and cayenne, which we've pre-mixed. Sprinkle that on top, and then we're going to take the large whip, and we're going to stir that up with a whisk or whip instead of the spoon. There you go. Okay, so all of our goodies are in there, and we're going to continue to heat this for 15 to 20 minutes. We're not going to boil it. You can see it's all coming together, nice creamy chicken noodle base. Okay? So now we're missing the chicken and the pasta, but they're not going to fit in this pot because we made it a ×2. So I've lined up 3 containers on one rack and 3 on the other. We're equally going to divide all the chicken, it's 15 pounds of chicken, and all the pasta into these soup crocks. And then we'll use our dipper. Show us your dipper, Miss Maddie. All right, and then we'll use the dipper to fill these pots, and they're going to be about 70% full each after we equally distribute all the goodies into the soup. After that, we put them into the cooler, label date, rotate them out. A ×2 should be plenty for 2 days of service, so we're making the soup once a week. Give me a call if you have any questions. Thanks.